All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 0422, State of Texas versus John Michael Juarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Probation, Your Honor.
Are you Mr. Juarez?
Yes, ma'am.
You entered a plea on July 20th of no contest to the offense of aggravated robbery. You entered a plea for, you requested deferred adjudication. The state is opposing your application and they're asking that your punishment be assessed at 5 years. The court is in receipt of the TAP evaluation and the MIC evaluation, I believe. And those are the reports that the court wanted. Have both parties had a chance to review those reports, state?
We have to.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. I've reviewed them with my client.
All right, any objections to those reports, state?
None from the state.
Defense?
No objections.
All right, state, do you have any witnesses?
We do, Judge. We have two short witnesses.
All right, call your first name, witness.
Can we call Maria Valdez?
All right.
Mr. Platt, this second.
We did have a translator for her this morning. I don't think the translator's back. I do think she's, I think her English is very good. I think she'll be able to do it.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record?
Maria Inés Calderas Calderon.
All right, you can lower your hand. All right, that's okay. Are you able to understand English?
Yes.
All right, and are you okay to proceed without an interpreter?
Yeah.
All right, all right, state.
Ms. Valdez, can you tell, so this is the judge, you're going to talk to her a little bit. Can you tell us where you live?
I'm living 1451 West Gray.
May I have that street again, ma'am?
1451 West Gray.
It's
And-
Crane.
West Gray. CRAIG.
Thank you.
And are you the victim in this case?
Yes.
The judge has read the police reports, but can you tell the judge who was at your house whenever this robbery occurred?
Where is my house?
Yeah, who was there?
I am and my son, my little son. He's 10 years old. The name is Marcos Valderas.
And where were you and Marcus whenever the robbery happened?
I'm in my room.
And what were y'all doing in your room?
I'm trying to prepare to go to sleep. Put my little son to sleep, and usually I watch TV in the night. So I'm in my room.
Can you tell the judge what happened whenever the people broke into your room?
Well, at first I hear a little noises in my living room, but it's like very little noise. So I don't get up. Just I think maybe I have one bed with papers in my room and everything that's all down. So, but when I hear that somebody open the door, or it's like two guys with a gun, and at first I'm scared and I'm surprised to see these two guys in my room with a gun. And one of the guys came to my bed, so I'm not had time to get up, just sit down in the bed. And they're kind of asking for my truck key, and I said that in my purse, and I tried to get off to give it to him, but they don't let me do nothing. Just the guy told me to stay, like don't do nothing, don't scream. And he asked me who is the kid in the bed. He asked me, it's my son, and I said, yeah, it's my son. And he said, don't do nothing because I choose him. So
Just so the judge can hear again, he said, don't do nothing.
yeah,
So that why?
because there I shoot your son. And I'm asking the guy, says, you are my older son friends. My older son name is Daniel. And the other guy said, no, I don't know Daniel, but I recognize John. And that one is, I'm asked, you are Daniel friend? Because I recognize John. That's what he gets to my room.
Did John and the other man, did they take things from your room?
Yeah, they'll take my my phone. They take my John get my wallet, and I'm please don't take my wallet, but, because I have my green card in my wallet. And I said, please leave my green card, just, it's okay to take my wallet and everything. Then, he tried to take out, he said, where is your green card? And put that in my wallet. And she tried to take my green card, but it's a lot, I have a lot of cards. So he stole my purse and find the keys and get my wallet. And, he get all the money and leave my wallet with everything else. But he take out the money and the card, my car keys. And I hear he disconnect in the living room, the TV and the PlayStation for my son. And I'm asked, please don't take the PlayStation because that's my husband present to my little son. He passed away. And that's very important for Marcos, the PlayStation, because you want to keep it forever, like memory. And the guy that stay in my room, he said, you asking for too much. Because I already gave it to a green card. And I feel better because he come for more. I'm asking because he come to my house and broke my keys and broke my son's keys. Because now
I'm sorry.
Say that part again.
he broke my son's keys, you know.
Are you
Because
saying
he
your
feel,
keys?
yeah, he don't feel safe and he's home. Just like he's like, mommy, I don't want to live here anymore. I
Maria,
live in
how,
my house.
Maria, how long have you lived at that house?
I live in my house for like 15 years.
And you said that John was friends with your son. Did John know that you mentioned that your husband passed away, correct?
Yeah, he knows everything on my life because I know him for like 5 years because he's my other son friend.
Or did he know you were by yourself without anyone else?
Yeah,
I'm gonna object, Your Honor, to what John knew. I don't think she would.
I can't quite hear you, counsel. Again,
I'm gonna object to that question, asking what John knew. I don't think he has personal knowledge.
So what is your legal objection?
Objection, she doesn't have personal knowledge of what someone else would know.
I mean, I think she would know.
That'll be overruled. All right, we have an interpreter. Yes, come forward. Yes. All right, could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record.
Flavia Valle, license 314.
All right, state you may continue asking your questions of the witness.
And Maria, so tell me this, what all did he take from your house?
se llevó la televisión, la troca,
He took the TV, the truck,
the PlayStation en vivo,
my son's PlayStation,
juegos
some games,
y dinero en efectivo.
and some cash.
The truck that he took from your house, can you tell me whose truck that was?
Era de mi esposo.
It belonged to my husband.
And can you tell the judge a little bit about how your husband got that truck?
Bueno, él trabajó duro para la camioneta
He worked very hard for the truck.
y aunque él tenía cáncer,
And
él continuó trabajando para mantener su camioneta.
regardless that he had cancer, he continued working in order to keep his own truck.
Y después de que él murió, la camioneta no estaba pagada totalmente.
And after he passed, the truck was not fully paid off.
Y yo tuve que usar mi dinero de mi income tax para terminar de pagarla y poder quedarme con ella como recuerdo.
And I have to use my income tax money in order to finish paying it and keep it as a remembrance.
Maria, did you ever get that truck back?
No,
No,
What happened to the truck?
la encontraron en Uvalde con inmigrantes.
they found it in Uvalde with some immigrants.
Y la policía los persiguió y la chocaron.
And the policemen followed them, and it was involving a crash.
And was the car totaled?
Yes,
Did you ever get back the PlayStation that your,
no,
your son had received from his dad before he passed away.
que había recibido su hijo de tu papá antes de que falleciera. Sí,
No, no, I didn't.
Is there anything else you want the judge to know about how this affected you, what John and the other man did that day they broke in your case, in your house?
Solamente quiero decirles que ha sido muy difícil seguir viviendo ahí.
I just wanted to let you know that it has been very hard for me to continue living at that place
Porque no nos sentimos seguros,
because we no longer feel safe,
pero no tengo a dónde moverme porque esa casa yo la estoy comprando.
but I don't have any other place to go because I'm purchasing that house.
Y no siento que sea algo correcto que personas como John solamente vengan a querer apropiarse de cosas que ellos no trabajan duro.
And I don't think it's right for people like John to just come easily and try to take over things because we work so much and they haven't.
Y yo tengo un hijo
I do have a son,
como John,
as John,
que también hace esas cosas malas,
that he also does this bad things like he does.
pero él está también cumpliendo su condena.
But he is fulfilling his punishment right now.
Porque es lo mismo que le digo, que no es bueno que solamente vengan sin saber realmente cómo las personas trabajan duro.
Because it's not right for them just to come easily and without knowing how hard we people work so hard for things.
No creo que sea bueno que él realmente quiera cambiar su vida, porque tiene mucho tiempo haciendo eso.
And I don't think it's right. And I really don't think he wants to change his life because he's been doing this for a long time.
All right, defense, any questions?
No question.
All right, any other questions?
Just very briefly, Maria, was this the first time he broke into your
I
house?
don't object to any redirect. There's no cross. So
That'll be overruled.
Maria, was this the first time he broke into your house?
No.
Él entró en 2017,
On 2017, he broke in
cuando yo estaba en México de vacaciones.
when I was in vacation in Mexico during a vacation.
Y en ese mismo, en la última semana de ese mismo mes,
And on the last week of that same month,
él vino con mi hijo y otro niño a la casa de una persona con la que yo trabajo.
he came with my son and with another young man to the house of a person I used to work for.
Y estaban a robar a su casa.
And they came in and they robbed her house.
Thanks, Maria. I'll pass the witness.
Any follow-up?
No question, John.
All right, thank you.
May the interpreter be excused?
Are there any other
We
witnesses?
have one more witness, but she doesn't need an interview.
All right, thank you. Thank you so
Judge.
much.
Sure, no questions.
All right, call your next witness.
The state will call Lauren Lefton.
Oh, I thought you were here as an attorney to represent someone, but you're here as a witness. All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record.
Lauren Wilson.
All right, state.
And Lauren, just so the record to be clear, you work here in the courthouse, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you know myself,
Yes.
and you know Judge Boyd?
Yes.
And Mr. Basil.
And do you know Mr. Bissett?
I don't think we know each other personally.
Oh, okay.
But Lauren, you are an attorney who practices criminal law here in San Antonio, correct?
Yes.
How do you know Maria, who was the witness who just testified?
I would say she's been a part of my family or worked for my family since I was a child.
Back, did you have a case where you were a victim where someone burglarized your house?
Yes, in January of 2018, my house was broken into actually 2 days in a row. There was a juvenile case. John and then his son Daniel did do juvenile probation of a form for that matter. And my property was never returned.
So John Juarez, who's sitting right here, was criminally charged as a juvenile for that. and was placed on some type of juvenile version of supervision for a burglary.
Correct.
And it was a burglary where they broke into your house and stole things.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness.
Defense.
This other person that you mentioned, Daniel, that's the son of, is it correct?
Correct.
She had mentioned her son had been in trouble too.
Correct.
Do you know any facts of the underlying cases?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, as far as the case is present, you don't have any personal knowledge of the case before the judge.
No, just what analysis told me over time.
No further questions, Jim.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State.
Judge, that's all the witnesses we have. We just have argument.
Defense.
Let's call Anna Warrens.
Would you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
I'm John's mother.
Defense.
Hey, Ms. Waters, you've heard the testimony and you're not here today to say anything about the facts of the case, right? So I get John. Okay. So tell me, you've had some problems with John in the past, is that right? Okay. Tell me
All
about.
right, everybody needs to stop whispering, because I know when people speak in the hallway to people or you're at your house, nobody is whispering. Court reporter needs to hear what's being said so she can take it down. I need to hear what's going on so that I can make an appropriate decision in this case. So everyone keep your voices here. All right, you may continue.
I was asking you, in the past, have you had any issues with John that you have concerns about?
No, he's been a teenager,
But, I mean, has he had any special needs? Has he had any problems with any mental health issues or any school issues? Can you explain those to the judge?
He's always had,
Please keep your voice up, ma'am.
oh, he's always had issues. I mean, he was, they did tell me that he had ADD. He's always had problems in school. He's always had problems like concentrating, little things like that.
And have you tried to provide for him and give him some structure?
Yes,
And he's had some problems staying within the structure, right?
yes.
So do you think that he needs to have some more structure in his life to help him?
Well, I mean, as far as him being, locked up, he's been here for a long time. I would like for him to get help, as far as I point to that, like what I explained to you, to home.
Tell the court what you're talking about, what you explained, what you'd like to see.
There is a program in Victory Outreach, and I believe that, it would help him instead of sending him, to prison. I understand that he did do wrong. I'm not saying that it's okay, whatever he did, growing up. But I don't believe that he should be kept or sent to prison for another, because he's gonna have to adjust to that. Right now he's young, he's still 19, I still have a chance to, the resources, in other words, to help him. He has been in Bear County already for a little over a year. Yes, he has gotten in trouble, he's not perfect. I'm learning with him at the same time, but I do want to be given the chance to help him.
Are there any other family members? I think you're here with his sisters.
Yes, my
correct?
daughter,
How old
Eliana
is-
Villarreal.
How old is she?
15.
And she's going to also help and be there for
Of
him?
course,
Do you
yes.
have any other family members or any other person who you going to also help you?
Yes. So, my boyfriend, I've been with him for 13 years and he's been a part of John's life. And, he's a father figure to him. He's never had his father in his life, but as far as a male figure, he's the one who's there for me. And we're all willing to help him.
So do you understand that if the court was to grant what you're asking, there would be conditions you would have to
Oh,
follow?
of course,
Certain
of
things
course.
that you could do.
Yes, of course.
If you didn't follow those, then you could go to prison for a long time.
Yes, yes.
You
I understand all of that, yes. I understand that I have to put my part, I have to help, and it's all about John. It's all about John, helping him, He needs help, he does. I'm not gonna say he doesn't, but I don't think he needs to go to prison. Honestly, I would like to get him help somewhere else.
Do you think
Hey.
if he got the right help, John could be a productive citizen and
Help, of course, yes, of course. I mean, it's been back and forth, Everybody's been replacing different people that have been proven to approve to do better. Yes, he's a good person, you know, he does have a good heart, you know.
How is he at home? Is he help you at home and do stuff?
Oh, yes, yes, he's very, very protective with me also, you know, he does, you know, try to, because I have a lot of things that are wrong with me, you know, and he tries to help me, he tries to tell me, you know, Mom, don't overstress yourself, you know, he does a lot to help around the house all the time.
I think that, in our previous conversation, he has some medical issues, is that correct?
Yes,
Is that what you're talking about? That he helps you with? Can you
Yes.
tell the court just a little bit about that, more in detail?
okay, so first, if I found out that, because my shoulder would dislocate all the time, like it would pop out of place, and I went to see the doctor, and then I found out that, you know, my ligaments are torn from basically my arm just twists, you know, it comes out of place all the time, so there's certain things that I can't do. I mean, John always helps me to make sure that I don't, you know, pick up any things, whatever it is at home. And then little by little things started coming out, like high blood pressure, now I have thyroid problem, you know, stuff like that, and he helps me. Tries to make sure that I'm doing good, I'm feeling good. If I'm not feeling good, he'll help me.
So you think it would be, for your benefit, it would be good if John could be home to help?
Well, of course, but it's more about him.
No further questions, Your Honor.
State,
Briefly, Judge, Ms. Juarez, you said that John is a good boy, but you understand he's charged with something very serious, correct? And you heard the victim testify as to what happened.
Yes, and I do feel bad, I do feel bad. Like I said, I'm not saying it's okay, you know, I'm not.
And I believe the second witness said, John's been in trouble before. He had a juvenile history, correct?
Yes, but he's been a kid, you know, he was a teenager. I mean, he's growing up, you know, now he's an adult, and now it's time for him to prove that this is the way he's gonna be, you know? If he's not given a chance, then how will he know?
But I guess some may say, you know, what are we putting at risk to decide if he wants to grow up? What if this happens again, or what if something worse happens again?
We'll see, the thing is that if he were to be given an opportunity, he's gonna be on restrictions, you know? It's my job now at this point, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect, no parents. It's my
Was he
job to
on-
be on him more now, and I will do that.
Was he on restrictions whenever he had the juvenile cases? He did have juvenile restrictions.
You one person at a time, please, one person at a
Yeah, let me
time.
just
Counsel, your
ask.
question?
Yes, Judge. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Sorry.
He was on restrictions for the juvenile case, correct?
Yeah, he was on probation, but I don't think that the probation officer would agree so much. He wasn't restricted.
Okay. And you mentioned that yourself, I believe your boyfriend and your his little sister would help provide support to keep him on the right path.
Yes, I have another son also, so yes, all of us.
But ultimately, John's gonna have to decide what he does. Y'all can't stop
Of
him from
course.
doing anything.
Yes, I mean, he's gonna be, he wants to be in, you know, later on down the future, but with my help and everybody else's help, we can shape him to be a good adult.
But all of you guys were present when this happened, and he still went into someone's room in the middle of the night and pointed a gun at a 10-year-old and a woman.
Allegedly, I don't know.
So from where you're coming from, it's allegedly.
I wasn't there, I don't know. I
I'll
can't
pass
say
the
yes or no.
Understand? I'll pass it.
defense.
No further questions.
All right, thank you for coming
Thank
down.
you. Thank you.
Do you have any other witnesses?
Just argument, John.
All right. Mr. Juarez, can you come forward, please? When you entered this plea with the state, you gave up the right to remain silent. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
John, Whitewater.
All right, where's her son's PlayStation?
I'm not sure. I'm
Well, when you took it from the house, where did you take it?
my house.
All right, so is it still at your house? You want me to call your mom? Have his mother come back up here, please. Step to the side. You're still under oath.
Yes, sir.
All right. Where is her son's PlayStation? Your son just said he took it to your house. Where's the PlayStation?
I don't know anything about the position, and we no longer live at the house either. We had to move from that house.
All right, come step back over. Just 1 second. Just take a step back, but don't go to your seat. Where did you put the PlayStation when you brought it to your home?
I just left it in a bag. I was moving around a lot.
Where's that bag?
I'm not sure.
Who played on that PlayStation when you took it from her home?
Nobody.
So you're telling me you just have a PlayStation that you stole at gunpoint and you just leave it at your house and nobody's playing with it, nobody's pawning it, it's just there? Is that what you're telling me?
I got arrested the next day.
So then if that bag was at your home, at your mom's home, they should have that PlayStation.
They don't.
Okay. All right, Mom, you can have a seat.
Yes.
Unless there's no questions for him, I'll hear argument.
No.
Unless somebody wants to tell me where that PlayStation is, because that mother wants her son's PlayStation that her deceased husband gave to the son. I understand the truck is out of the question because it's been totaled. So her son wants his PlayStation that his deceased father gave him that somebody took when they held them at gunpoint. And that somebody would be you. So where's the PlayStation?
I don't know if you looked at the reports, if you looked at the interview that he gave, there was another person involved, an older adult was involved, which the police questioned my client about him. He did not want to give up the name. He's the one that actually took the truck and the PlayStation that time. So that's where probably he doesn't know where it is because this older adult supposedly went back to Corpus and has not seen him since that time. So
But your client just told me that he took the PlayStation to his house. Unless this older person went to his house and removed the bag that had the PlayStation in it, it should be at his home.
I don't know. I'm just telling you that that's possible. I'm like I said, that's a possibility because the truck was taken by the other person.
All right, I'll hear argument.
Judge, from the state's perspective, Judge, I think this is a case where John Juarez, he is friends with Maria's son, and he sought out his victim because he knew that she was a widow who would be home by herself without anyone to defend her. He comes in with a gun and some older kid, specifically going in to take advantage of this woman who is supposedly who is supposedly his friend's mother. You know, there's money. You know, I know they stole money, but there's some things you can't replace. You can't replace this PlayStation that we don't know where it's at. It sounds like it was a gift from a father before he passed away that now a 10-year-old, something that he could have remembered his dad was taken at gunpoint in the middle of the night while he was laying in bed with his mom. That's something that's going to be on his mind for the rest of his life. That's something that he's going to have to live with. That one of the last memories of his dad and something he gave him was two men coming in the middle of the night, pointing a gun at him and his mom and taking that. The same thing with the truck, Judge. It sounded like it was something that the father worked really hard to get. Maria kept the payments up. She even paid her income tax that probably she didn't. That money was probably earmarked for other places, but she kept it because she wanted to keep a memory of her husband who died of cancer. In a single night, John Juarez and this other individual took all of that from them. And not only did they take all that from them, they left on each one of them the feeling of unsafety in their own home that at any point people are going to bust in, put guns in their face and steal things from them. Judge, I believe that he put up here, his mother came and testified. I think it's important to see that she said, you know, he's allegedly charged with these things. He confessed to this case. He also pled to this case. If they don't even believe it happens, how are they going to keep him accountable for this not happening in the future? This isn't an isolated incident. This isn't the first time this has happened. We believe that John Juarez needs to go to prison. We believe he specifically targeted this house and took advantage of a woman who was there by herself with her 10-year-old son and took things that can never be replaced.
All right, defense.
John, we understand this is a very serious case, and that's why he agreed and pled no contest to being contested. And it is correct, when you met with the police, it was an interview where he did confess to it, and they came into our review of the case, and I discussed the client. But, John, I'd like to see the court consider, he is a young man, he has made some problems, no question about this, made some major mistakes, but he's looking at a real serious charge at this time with that, as the court knows, aggravated robbery. The MIC evaluations and all the other ones the courts have read does talk about some of his mental health issues and how he could possibly get help by being supervised. I'd like the court to consider that. I think that he's young enough where we could turn him around if we give him a chance, and as the court knows, I'm deferred. Actually, if he messes up, it could be a lot worse for him than it is today. The court knows he would be open to any punishment that the court wants to do. My client is instructed and he wants to try and get deferred. I explained that to him. So I'd like to see him have a chance and keep his record clean if possible, and give him the services he needs. The drug treatment, the mental health treatment, and the Center of Healthcare Services that are listed in here that they think could be advantageous.
Right. I don't understand why your client keeps stealing. Mr. Warris, why do you keep stealing?
Thank you.
I'm sorry, what?
Thank you.
I mean, there's some thought that goes into it because I read the stipulations. You climbed through a window. So there has to be a thought that, let me go to this house. So that means that however you're getting there, whether you're walking or driving, that takes a thought process. Then climbing through a window as opposed to going through the front door, that takes some thought process. Then pulling out a gun and pointing at someone, that takes some thought process. Telling someone that, okay, I'll let you keep your green card, but you need to give me the rest of the cash, and looking through a wallet, that takes some thought process. Taking a PlayStation, that takes some thought process. Getting in the truck and leaving took some thought process. So I don't understand why you keep stealing, because there were other witnesses who testified that you broke into their home as well. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything that I can give you. I don't think there's any type of probation that I can give you, because you've been on probation before. And that's where we are. And at some point, your actions are your actions. I know there are a lot of people who have ADHD. They don't go around breaking into people's homes and pointing guns at them. And that's where we are today. I'm going to deny your application, find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Take in consideration County Court cause number 672235. There's to be no contact with Maria Balderas Calderon. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. I'll recommend the therapeutic community. Therapeutic community will not increase your time at the prison, but I do not have any jurisdiction to force them to place you in the therapeutic community. The nature of your offense may preclude you from being placed in the therapeutic community, but you definitely will not be considered if you don't ask for it. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
No.
All right, good luck to you. You're going to have to learn to do better.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way,